The Pet Rock made a splash in 1975. It was a small stone in a ventilated brown box with a carrying handle, along with a well-written and quite humorous instruction manual. Nearly every American has heard of it. Many who are old enough even saw them, and some fortunate folks actually owned one. Today, the Pet Rock has a dedicated fan base, and there are Pet Rock festivals and other creations born of its influence. Today you can purchase the modern version, a Pet Rock USB complete with wiring, as well as other Frankensteinish products. In that musical era when disco battled with rock and roll, the obvious other Pet Rock product would have been the Pet Roll. Well, the Pet Roll did exist, though in very small numbers, yet nobody seems to remember them, to have ever heard of them, to have ever seen them, or to have actually owned one. Maybe because they were a limited production, giveaway, promotional item, never offered for sale to the public. As of September 2014, there's not a single mention, image, or reference to the long-lost product on the World Wide Web. The Pet Roll must not be forgotten, thus this video. I had the good fortune to be friends with the president of ABC Record Distributors at the time, a wonderful fellow named Skip Bird. It was Skip who presented me with my very own brand new Pet Roll when they were produced in 1976. An ex-wife, who will remain unnamed, relieved me of it some years later, a fact not discovered for many years afterward, as she had not been awarded custody and wronged me. But she managed to snatch, and I use that verb noun in her honor, the pale blue box, identical in size and shape to the Pet Rock box, with different graphics of course, but that was all she pilfered. The Pet Roll was an actual dinner roll, though somewhat hard as stale bread tends to be, in a bed of Excelsior, copying in several details its soulmate, the Pet Rock. Unfortunately, a Pet Roll did not have quite the lifespan of a Pet Rock, and mine finally crumbled to dust from dehydration some years after joining my household. However, as with the Pet Rock, the Pet Roll's best feature was an instruction manual that came nestled within the box, and I had stored that apart from the box after the demise of my Pet Roll. It bears some stains from the corpse of the deceased, but it is intact. The Pet Rock manual was several saddle-bound pages printed in color on heavy stock, a nicely done presentation. The Pet Roll manual was 3 panels, black only, all printed on one side of a sheet of ordinary legal-sized paper and folded to fit into the box. While the physicality may have been somewhat inferior to its partner, it equaled or surpassed the entertainment value of the Pet Rock, depending on your personal taste in funny. There's a line about putting both in a room together and not being alarmed at any subsequent noise, because it's only rock and roll. That is the epitome of marketing genius. Remember, the Pet Roll was created by a record company, people who sold music. It always seemed tragic to me that so few Pet Rolls were created, and more tragic that they had been forgotten by all but a few survivors of the Love generation. In 1975, having a Pet Rock was groovy, but with both you had Pet Rock and Roll. So here's the Pet Roll manual, shown in panels as it was meant to be read when unfolded. Please pause to read completely if your language challenged. Enjoy!